Your movement is calculated and precise. Efficiency in your steps and purpose even in your missteps. You are the constellation of a million dry tear stains. The sisters who watered barren ground and nurtured the soil until nature kissed them back on the lips. We are there in presence of the light and brave its heat so that others could live in the shade. We carry the sun in our fingertips and amaze you by never burning. We are the ship who is anchored down on every side but drags through the journey somehow anyway. This is an ode dedicated to the wrinkled hands, tough as leather, grabbing sugarcane and tobacco to pay the ultimate sacrifice for an undeserving audience. The lines in her hands told a prophetic story of Santeria to keep the bad spirits away. Washed in moonshine and dried with clothespins, a little goat's blood and chicken bones in a sack, egg across the forehead to heal the sick. It's an homage to the mother who was bright enough for the school but not light enough to sit at a desk. It's an acknowledgement for the fingers that neatly pressed another family's clothes and the nipples that fed another family's babies so that you might be spared another day. It's a love letter to the mother who, every day, chose between the syringe and her children's supper, gap-toothed smile wide enough for them to play double dutch in when the TV was missing but the rent was still paid. It's a recognition for the minds who crafted gold out of thin air when they were given merely tin foil. It's a thank you for supplying 2 years times 6 children with the nourishment they needed. That's 12 years of Savior who was brought forth from one of those shadow sisters. How dare you use her to survive and then lips still covered in sour milk insult her ebony skin to score points in undergrad? Don't you know black woman raised you? And if you ain't black, don't you know black woman raised your ancestors too? We are the sorrowful A minor, the saddest of keys. I don't mind it because it captures our story the way no other can. We are unsettling A minor. The type of calm that makes you uncomfortable. The type of poise that you can't quite wrap your mind around. The type of humility that you mislabel as cockiness. The type of black that you misrepresent, ignore, or kill because you don't understand it. You asked your mother to paint her deep voice in pastel watercolors and dip her personality in translucent powder. You told her that dark eyes, big nose, and even bigger presence was unwelcome in boardrooms, unnecessary in nightclubs, and unfit for anywhere but on a pole or behind a counter. Don't you know black woman raised you? Don't you know black woman saved you? Before you had an International Women's Day, before you marched, screaming for your right to not have a baby, before you were silent when our babies were stolen in the capital of a nation built on my great-grandmother's spine. Before you were a suffragette for women but still didn't consider my grandmother a human. Before you beat my second great-grandmother because master, your husband, took her innocence. Before you laughed at her beautiful wide hips that you now request in the operating room. Before you mocked our unprofessional braids, we were here. Our shadow is relentless like the moon itself. Our history is not the rubble of Southside Chicago's row houses that you erased. You cannot simply gentrify the heritage of this melanin away. In a world where my skin, these curls, this smile are too disruptive to make 6 o'clock news, I am still a descendant of ebony pride made in God's image. No matter what you do, I am immovable, ordained to walk this earth from its first day to its last. I am my mother and the mothers before her. I am proud. I am humble. I am strong. I am blessed. And I am still here. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, embryo to urn, a mother's work never ends, and her legacy never dies.